Hasbro keeps using this bright and vibrant orange-red on his figures, and I find it very unpleasant looking. The other thing I noticed is that his arms aren't exactly screen accurate. It appears that this figure is based on the concept art. I can already see it now. They're going to release another version with the proper hands and a masked head in the future.
Hello, this is Ken. I like making things. I like making things out of paper, and I like making things cooler. Especially my figures. Sometimes figures don't look all that screen accurate. All they need is a bit of touch-up here and there to unleash their hidden potential. I also love using everyday tools and materials to recreate iconic scenes from my figures, so they can shine on my display. Subscribe to my channel and join my DIY adventure as I ask myself the same question every week. Can I make it? Last week, I worked on the Justice League DC McFarlane Flash figure, and the final result was amazing. One of the more drastic before and after I've done. Check it out if you're interested. Today, I'm gonna work on a Spider-Man figure from the No Way Home 3-pack. I was really excited to get this 3-pack, but maybe I hyped myself up too much. I'm slightly disappointed. I don't think these three look cohesive as a group. They have their own unique styles, but instead of complementing each other, they clash with each other in my opinion. The Tom Holland Spider-Man figure is quite disappointing because it's very similar to the original release. And that figure was a subpar figure. Hasbro did make some minor changes, but they don't improve the figure that much. I still prefer the custom I did last year so much more. This new one still looks off. Let's deconstruct this figure. There's an FAQ on the paint and brushes I use in the description box below. I'm so glad they changed the vibrant orange to the more screen accurate red. They also added the paint details, including the web lines. But I have to say, the web lines they added are too bold. They make the suit look way too busy. The gold spider symbol should stand out, but there's too much distraction around it now. They also kept the non-screen accurate gauntlets. They could have just swapped out the arms with the arms from the upgraded suit from Far From Home. This figure is far from great, so I feel like I have to fix this. Besides, I've already fixed this once. I can fix this again. So, can I make it? Let me remove the gauntlets first. I wanted to do that last time, but without the gauntlets, the wrists don't look that natural, so I kept them on. But this time, I'm gonna try and fix the wrists with epoxy putty. I've used this a few times, like patching up Venom's toes and adding fabric pieces on Cersei's outfit. So I think I can thicken up the wrists with this too. I don't need too much putty. A little goes a long way. The cool thing about epoxy putty is that you mix part A with part B, mold and shape it like any other clay, and it will slowly harden into this plastic-like material. I like that there's a bit of time to shape the putty. My concern is that the putty may end up plugging the holes for the hands, or worse, getting stuck to the hands. Gotta make sure the hands can still pop in and out freely. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna let it set for a bit before I work on it more. Actually, I can work on the other parts first while the putty cures. For those who have watched my other Spider-Man videos, you will know that I personally don't love the super dark web lines. Dark web lines look great on comic book characters, but in my opinion, not on Tom Holland's suits. His suits always have this velvety look to them, and the web lines are so faint they sometimes blend into the suits. I'm gonna paint over the red areas with red paint, including the web lines. I'm applying a very thin coat of paint, so it's not gonna fully cover up the webs. It's just gonna reduce the appearance so the lines are not solid black. The good thing is, the red I have is very similar to the red on the figure, so it's not gonna affect the original red too much. Here's what the legs look like. The web lines are still there, but they look much more subdued. So let me do the same to the rest of the suit. Let me switch to a small brush to reach the smaller areas. Alright, A few thin coats later, it's starting to look very good, and the putty is pretty much cured. Let me sand the putty down so they blend into the forearms. Alright, let's paint. I'm gonna start with the red, to make sure my red is the same shade as the figure. Oh, that's a pretty good match. I just have to make sure the edges are crisp and straight. Okay, this is exciting. All I need to do now is to paint the other side black. But before I do that, I need to fix the black on the figure too. I don't like the dark navy blue they used. It's clearly black or deep dark gray in the movie. So I don't understand why they gave him this color instead. I'm gonna assume it's so that the 3 Spider-Man figures are red and blue. I really enjoy the black and red Tom Holland suits. To me, they look a bit more grounded in the MCU world. Okay, I painted half the suit. Look how much nicer it looks in black. Oh no, I can see the uneven seam between the plastic and the putty. Let me sand it down a bit more. Okay, let's paint the rest of the figure. Let's put the hands back in and see how it looks. The wrists look a bit chunky. Let me sand them down even more. This should work now. Let's paint the hands and find out. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna move on for now. Let me paint the soles next. I'm also gonna line the edges of the feet a bit as well. Alright, here's what the figure looks like. You can still kinda see where the putty ends. Maybe I can hide the bump with a layer of matte varnish. The varnish will also add a thin layer of protection against paint rub. Did that work? I think that helped. Now I'm going to use the glossy varnish to add a bit more texture to the suit. The integrated suit has these black rubber-like pieces on the shoulder pads. I'm also going to add the varnish to the lines on his legs as well. This will balance out the top-heavy design too. There are also these lines that go across his forearms, but I'm going to have to do them off camera. Gotta make sure the lines are as straight and crisp as possible. Alright, here's the finished figure. The before looks so flat in comparison. The thick web lines are to blame. The black is also much more complementary to the red and gold design than the dark navy blue. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, the more subdued web lines definitely look better. The new forearms turn out pretty okay too. It's not super obvious that they were patched up with putty. And here's the comparison between this new one and the old custom I did last year. They are very similar, but I think the paintwork is a bit cleaner on the new one. What do you think? Which version do you like more? I kinda like the gauntlets. Too bad they aren't screen accurate. I wasn't a big fan of this suit originally. I thought it was a downgrade from the Iron Spider suit. But over time, this has grown on me. He doesn't need to rely on Stark tech anymore. And the gold design shows that Peter has matured into more of a leader role, as shown in the final battle with the other Spider-Man. Oh, speaking of, I do plan on fixing the other two as well. But I need more time to think about my approach. They just feel so much more intimidating to work on for some reason. Probably because I've already worked on this suit before, so I know what to do. But the other two, they seem much more challenging to fix. I'm quite worried about ruining them. Back to Tom's Spider-Man. I still really like this Tom Holland head. It just needed a bit of color adjusting. Alright, let's end this with a photo shoot. You know what? After a while, I forget that the forearms were patched with putty. The added glossy lines on the forearms helped a lot actually. They kinda help conceal where the putty meets the plastic. Look at that. I love the unmasked look so much. The flesh tone looks so nice against the suit. I think it's because red, black, and gold generally look very complementary on people. There's this elegance to it. Don't you agree? Here are a couple more basic Spider-Man poses. Oh, I really like the open hands. I can finally recreate this pose with the proper hands. Yay! But besides that, these hands work really well for classic Spider-Man poses too. The Across the Spider-Verse Miles Morales figure was so fun and easy to pose. That inspired me to level up my posing game. That said, I wasn't able to recreate the iconic pose on the box art. I feel betrayed. Let me know you successfully recreate that pose, or it's just me. Maybe it's because I'm being too careful with my posing to avoid paint rub. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give it a like if you like this upgrade. I still got 2 other Spider-Man to work on, so make sure you're subscribed. And as always, stay inspired and I'll see you next week. I can make it, so can you.